Imagine getting fast, reliable broadband delivered directly from space. No cables, no phone lines, no waiting years for full fibre to reach your street. For millions of UK households in rural and hard-to-reach areas, that is not science fiction. It is already a reality. Satellite broadband has arrived in the UK. And it is changing the connectivity landscape for households and businesses that have been left behind by traditional infrastructure for far too long. Welcome to the A2B Network Hub, your go-to place for free, simple and easy-to-understand help and guidance on all things connectivity. Connecting made easy. Let's start with the basics. Satellite broadband works by sending and receiving data signals between a small dish or antenna at your property and a network of satellites orbiting the Earth. Unlike traditional broadband, which relies on cables running through the ground from an exchange to your home, satellite broadband requires no ground-based infrastructure between your property and the network. Your signal travels up to space and back again in milliseconds, delivering broadband to your home from above rather than from beneath the street. This makes it fundamentally different from every other type of broadband connection available in the UK today. To understand what makes satellite broadband unique, it helps to compare it to the two most common alternatives. Traditional fibre broadband, whether full fibre or part fibre, relies entirely on physical cables running from a street cabinet or exchange into your home. It is fast, consistent, and widely available in urban and suburban areas. But building that infrastructure is expensive and time-consuming, which is why millions of UK homes in rural areas still cannot access it. Mobile broadband, including 4G and 5G home broadband, uses the same wireless network that powers your smartphone. It is more flexible than fibre and requires no physical installation. But its availability and performance depend entirely on how close you are to a mobile mast and how strong the signal is at your location. Satellite broadband is different from both. It requires no ground-based cables and no mobile mast proximity. As long as you have a clear view of the sky and the right equipment installed at your property, you can access satellite broadband regardless of where in the UK you are located. There are currently two significant satellite broadband services worth knowing about, and they work in very different ways. The first is Starlink, operated by SpaceX. Starlink uses a constellation of low Earth orbit satellites, currently numbering in the thousands, positioned much closer to Earth than traditional satellites. This dramatically reduces the delay in the signal, known as latency, making Starlink suitable for everyday activities like video calls, online gaming and streaming that older satellite systems struggled with. Starlink is available directly to UK homes and businesses. You purchase the hardware and subscribe to the service directly through the Starlink website. The second is OneWeb, a UK-based satellite broadband network that also uses low Earth orbit satellites. However, OneWeb does not offer its services directly to end users. Instead, it operates as a wholesale network, selling its capacity to resellers and service providers. The main reseller offering OneWeb-based satellite broadband to UK homes and businesses is BRDY, a UK broadband provider that uses the OneWeb network to deliver satellite connectivity to residential and business customers across the UK. One of the things that makes satellite broadband different from other connection types is the hardware required at your property. For Starlink, you will need to purchase a Starlink kit, which includes a satellite dish, referred to by Starlink as a dishy, a Wi-Fi router, and the necessary cables and mounting equipment. The dish needs to be installed at your property in a location with a clear and unobstructed view of the sky, ideally on a roof or an exterior wall. Starlink's app includes a sky obstruction checker that helps you find the best location before installation. For BRDY using the OneWeb network, similar hardware is required, a satellite terminal or dish installed at your property pointing toward the sky, connected to a router that distributes the connection around your home as Wi-Fi. In both cases, the installation is straightforward, but does require some physical setup at your property, either self-installed in the case of Starlink or professionally installed depending on your chosen provider and package. So what kind of speeds and performance can UK satellite broadband users realistically expect? Starlink currently advertises typical download speeds for UK residential customers of between 50 and 250 megabits per second, with many users reporting real-world speeds comfortably within that range under normal conditions. Upload speeds are typically lower, usually between 10 and 20 megabits per second. Latency on Starlink has improved significantly compared to older satellite systems, typically between 20 and 60 milliseconds in the UK, making it genuinely suitable for video calls, streaming, and in most cases online gaming. BRDY, using the OneWeb network, offers comparable performance, advertising download speeds of up to 195 megabits per second for residential customers with similar latency characteristics to Starlink. For the vast majority of UK rural households currently struggling with speeds of just a few megabits per second on aging copper connections, either satellite option represents a transformational improvement in connectivity. Satellite broadband is not the cheapest connectivity option available in the UK, and it is important to go in with realistic expectations about the cost. For Starlink, UK residential customers currently pay a one-off hardware cost for the Starlink kit, which includes the dish and router, of around £250 to £400, depending on the hardware tier chosen. The monthly subscription for residential service is currently around £35 to £75 per month. For BRDY, using the OneWeb network, pricing for residential customers is broadly comparable. Monthly service costs in a similar range with hardware and installation costs that vary depending on the package and whether professional installation is included. These costs are noticeably higher than a typical UK fibre broadband package, which might cost between £25 and £50 per month with no hardware cost. However, for households in areas where no viable alternative exists, or where the only available option is a slow and unreliable copper connection, the premium is often considered well worth paying for a fast and reliable connection. It is always worth checking the latest pricing directly with Starlink and BRDY, as costs and packages do change. And A2B Network can provide free guidance on both at a2bnetwork.uk. Like any technology, satellite broadband has genuine advantages and real limitations, and A2B Network always gives you the honest picture. On the positive side, satellite broadband is available virtually anywhere in the UK with a clear view of the sky. It delivers speeds that are genuinely transformational for rural households. It requires no ground-based infrastructure, so there is no waiting for cables to be laid or masts to be built. And with low Earth orbit technology, the latency is now low enough for most everyday online activities. On the less positive side, the hardware and monthly costs are higher than traditional broadband options. Performance can be affected by severe weather conditions. Heavy rain and snow can temporarily impact signal quality. A clear, unobstructed sky view is essential. Trees, buildings, or other obstructions can cause problems. Data usage policies and fair use limits may apply depending on your chosen package and tier. And satellite broadband is generally not the right choice for households that already have access to good quality fibre broadband. For those households, fibre remains the more consistent and cost-effective option. So who is satellite broadband really for in the UK? The honest answer is that it is not for everyone, but for the right household in the right situation, it is genuinely life-changing. It is ideal for households in rural and remote UK locations where full fibre is not available and where mobile signal is too weak for reliable 4G or 5G home broadband. It suits farms, rural businesses, holiday properties and off-grid homes that need a reliable connection but have exhausted all other options. It works well as a primary connection for households currently stuck on slow and unreliable copper lines with no upgrade path in sight. And it is worth considering for any UK household or business that simply cannot wait years for traditional infrastructure to reach them and needs a fast, reliable connection now. If you are in any of these situations, A2B Network strongly recommends exploring both Starlink and BRDY to find out which option is available at your address and which best suits your needs and budget. Head to a2bnetwork.uk for free guidance on both. Satellite broadband represents one of the most exciting and genuinely impactful developments in UK connectivity in years. And for rural households and businesses across the UK, it means that fast, reliable internet is no longer a privilege of urban living. The A2B Network Hub is here to make sure you always have access to free, clear and honest guidance on all of your connectivity options, so you can make the best decision for your home or business with complete confidence. Head over to a2bnetwork.uk. The link is in the description below to explore our free guides on satellite broadband and everything else connectivity related. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. It really does help more people find this free guidance when they need it most. Subscribe to the A2B Network YouTube channel at A2B Network Hub so you never miss a new video. And drop a comment below if you have any questions. From all of us here at A2B Network, connecting made easy.